Today on Rappler. More lawmakers urged the Marcos administration to cooperate with the ICC probe into the Duterte drug war. The National Security Council thumbs down a plan for a civilian convoy to Ayungin Shoal. Transport groups declare transport strikes to protest the LTFRB's jeepney modernization guidelines. The Office of Civil Defense Davao Director calls for more earthquake and tsunami drills in Davao City following the 6.8 magnitude quake. Chiu and Paulo Avelino will star in the Philippine remake of the K-drama What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Kris Aquino clarifies details of her split with Mark Leviste and gives health updates. And authorities find a DNA match for missing beauty queen Catherine Camilon from samples found in an SUV. Members of the House of Representatives call on government agencies once more to help the International Criminal Court conduct its investigation into former President Rodrigo Duterte's controversial war on drugs. Manila Representative Bienvenido Abante and One Rider Representative Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez filed a resolution urging the government to, quote, extend their full cooperation to the ICC prosecutor. The Marcos administration's recent appeal to stop the probe was junked, giving ICC prosecutor Karim Khan and his team the go signal to continue their investigation. Despite the Philippines withdrawing its membership in the ICC in 2019, the country can still be held accountable for crimes committed during its membership. Human rights groups estimate between 27,000 to 30,000 Filipinos were killed in the war on drugs. The National Security Council says it does not support a planned civilian resupply mission to Ayungin Shoal on December 5. NSC spokesperson Jonathan Malaya says the council supports the intent of the Atin Ito coalition in principle, but says the plan is ill-advised at this time given heightened tensions between the Philippines and China. Malaya refers to the plan of Atin Ito, a coalition wanting to embark on a civilian convoy to bring supplies to the BRP Sierra Madre on Ayungin Shoal. Instead, Malaya reiterates an earlier suggestion for the convoy to visit other features in the West Philippine Sea instead, including Pag-asa Island, where there is a Filipino community and where Philippine soldiers are stationed. This as Chinese vessels have routinely harassed and tried to block Philippine resupply missions to the BRP Sierra Madre. Transport Group Manibela will hold its own transport strike from Wednesday, November 22 until Friday, November 24. This as the pinagkaisang samahan ng mga tsuper at operators nationwide or PISTON continues with its own 3-day strike, which started on Monday, November 20. Both groups protest the government's year-end consolidation deadline for jeepneys that forces operators to join transport cooperatives instead of continuing with the current single ownership and boundary system. Manibela President Marval Buena says members from across the Philippines are expected to join the strike. PISTON announced it would also continue its own 3-day transport strike as they were not satisfied with LTFRB Chairman Teofilo Guadis saying the regulatory agency would study their demands. LTFRB spokesperson Celine Pialago says the impact of the transport strike has so far been minimal. The Office of Civil Defense Director in the Davao region calls for more earthquake and tsunami drills in Davao City, saying many residents are unprepared to respond to potential threats from natural disasters. OCD Davao Director Ednar Dayang-Hirang says placing signages for emergency situations is not enough. He says, for example, residents should know where to evacuate during disasters such as a tsunami. He warns a tsunami as high as a 4-story building could reach the heart of the city. The Davao region has a population of about 5 million people. After the magnitude 6.8 earthquake on Friday, November 17, the OCD, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, and the Davao City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office started an awareness campaign about a seismic fault in 3 large villages in Davao City: Catalunan Pequeño, Santo Niño, and Tugbo. Chiu and Paulo Avelino team up again, this time for the upcoming Philippine adaptation of the hit K-drama What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. In a short video clip, View Philippines announces Kim will be starring as Secretary Kim, who is seen preparing for work. Meantime, Paulo channels his inner vice chairman persona while donning a dark blue blazer. Other details about the Filipino remake have yet to be released, but the show is slated for a 2024 release. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim follows the story of an arrogant and narcissistic vice chairman of a major company who attempts to convince his trusted long-term secretary not to resign. Kim and Paulo also recently starred in the ABS-CBN series Linlang. Kris Aquino updates fans on several personal matters, including her health recovery and her relationship with Batangas Vice Governor Mark Leviste. In an Instagram post, Kris shares a video from when singer Angeline Quinto visited her in the United States and clarifies in the caption a news article published by Inquirer which suggested a reconciliation between her and Mark. Kris says the information in the article was no longer accurate at the time it was published and reveals she initiated their breakup on November 3. She explains she had to put her recovery first. Dating rumors between Kris and Mark started in January when the politician visited her in the US during the new year. In July, Kris revealed she had broken up with Mark. She also shares positive news about her improving health, specifically that her autoimmune thyroiditis has gone into remission. Kris went to the US in June 2022 to receive treatment for her autoimmune diseases and has stayed there since. Authorities say DNA evidence found in an abandoned vehicle linked to the disappearance of Batangas beauty queen Catherine Camilon matches that of her relatives. Authorities tell ABS-CBN News the hair strands and blood found in the SUV matched with DNA samples from Camilon's parents. The Philippine National Police Forensic Group reports 17 hair strands, fingerprints, and 12 swabs of blood samples were recovered from inside the vehicle that authorities found on November 8. Despite the DNA match, authorities say the charges of kidnapping and serious illegal detention will remain until they find Camilon. 4 suspects were previously charged with Camilon's disappearance, including Police Major Alan De Castro, who admitted he had a relationship with a beauty queen. Camilon was first reported missing on October 12. She represented Tui Batangas in the Miss Grand Philippines 2023 pageant in July. And that's today's wrap. I'm Nina Liu. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.